everyone, welcome to another video. In this video we're going to restore the instruments. So the speedo and tachometer, these are how I took them out of the car. As you can see, they're very dirty, the casings have rusted, the wiring is completely botched, so there's quite a lot of work to do. The other instruments were the same, but I already restored those. So this is the result. As you can see, I cleaned and painted the cases, put new electrics in them for the lighting, and I painted the bezels, cleaned up the glass and the inside of the instruments. So hopefully we're going to go from this to something resembling this one. And the first thing we need to do is to take apart all the instruments, so I'll show you this step by step. Okay, so we're going to start off by taking off all the wiring. This is actually a light tube that will feed the light from the rear to the high beam warning light on the front. So we might need to reuse this one. I'm already missing the other one, so we'll see how we're going to fix that. Now we'll take off the clips. These hold the instrument in the dash. So now we can remove the bezel, and as you can see, there are some tabs on the front bezel and there are some openings here, so we need to turn the bezel about 2 centimeters towards this, and then we can pop it off. The seal on the inside of the bezel has worn and it's very sticky, so if we can't turn it by hand immediately, we need to use a screwdriver to pry these little lips up, and then we can rotate it. The inside of the bezel, which should go in here, is sticking to the outside bezel and the glass because of the sealant in between this. So we're going to carefully clean this out so we can get this out and clean everything. You can see that the seal is completely disintegrated. Now we can, this is the glass, and this is actually a trim piece on the inside, but it's also completely rusted, so we need to repaint this. The inside part is actually really good, so we're just going to clean this out. We have to remove it from the inside because we need to clean the case. actually two seals in here, which normally it only should be one. So it might have been opened once before. Somebody has obviously played with the instruments before, because there are 5 different types of bulb holders where there should be one. So it's quite possible that it has already been opened once before. Now we're going to try to remove the mechanism from the case. I think that if we remove the 4 screws, that the entire mechanism will come out through the front. This is the entire mechanism that's coming out. Just needed a clean and it can go back in. We're not going to touch the mechanism. I'm hoping it still works, because instruments are fairly reliable. So we're just not going to touch this, and cross our fingers when the car is finished. Take a bin. We'll put all the parts together so we're not going to lose it. So now I'll take apart the speedo as well. So this case is completely empty. I couldn't get the mechanism out of this one, so I just masked it off, and I'll be a bit careful with it. And we'll take off all the rust so that we can paint it to look good again. Just to clean it up, I'm going to use some wire brushes, a little bit of sandpaper, and then I'll show you what it looks like when it's cleaned up. So I removed all the coatings, the dirt, the rust and the paint off of the casing, the bezels and some of the clamps. This is the tachometer, the speedo is over there. So first I'm going to treat this with a rust converter and a primer. I'll let it dry, we'll do 2 coats. And afterwards I can go on with another primer and a base coat. I've painted and cleaned all of the parts of the instruments. So these are the bezels that I painted. They're satin black, inside bezel. These are the brackets, and this is the case that I painted silver. I cleaned the dial on the inside and I cleaned the glass. This is a new seal to go on the inside of the outside bezel. So firstly should the inside bezel go in, and then the glass, like so. Then we'll have to feed the new seal on the inside of the bezel. It's not just an O-ring, it's like a rubber, but it's very soft, so it can compress. So it should fit in there like so. Now we have to push down and twist, and it's all back together. So they look quite presentable. So I'm going to polish the thumb screws a little bit, and I need to reattach this extension for the trip reset on here. But this is the first one, so now we'll get to the second one, which is a bit more work because I took the instrument out of the case. Okay, so the only thing to do now is to replace the bulb holders, because they were completely shot. They were all different kinds. So now I'm going to take some new bulb holders. And some new bulbs. These are, not quite sure, I think about 4 watts or 5 watts. So they will give a bit more light than the original light should give. Which is always a bonus. They should fit in the original holes, like so. Voila. The only thing that these don't have is the little tube to aim the light at the warning lights. They all broke off. Not quite sure. No, I can't really fix these on there. So, not sure if you're going to tell it if it's missing or not. We'll find out eventually, I think. So there's one light for the instrument lighting, and then the other ones are for the warning lights. So on this one it's high beam and oil. Alright. This is one of the instruments that I didn't restore. As you can see, it looks quite bad. It's also a non-original instrument, so I'm not going to restore this one. You can see the difference before and after. So it's quite presentable. Hopefully they're in mechanically good condition. But I'll only find that out once the rest of the car is finished. But at the moment I'm quite pleased with this. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you want to know more about restoration, you can visit my blog. You can also post a comment below if you have any questions. And you can also subscribe so you won't miss any of the upcoming videos. Hope I'll see you next time.